Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 2. So, as you can see right now, we're already on the point of the game. We got on the blue team, we got Zahen in the top lane. Warwick as the jungler, Mel is going to be in the mid lane, Smolder as the bot carry, and Xerath as the support. On the red side, we got Urgot in the top lane, Diego is the jungler, Fizz is the mid laner, Ashe is the AD carry, and we got Blitzcrank as the support. As once again, I'm going to point out, I am going to be the Ashe in this game. Everybody else is going to be what we know. Right now, we're in a position where I would say it's fine. So after the last game, it was pretty rough. Smolder is an interesting one. As once again, kind of like the AD carry has a bit of an interesting spot, to be honest, because Smolder Electric you can work out. It's just not the norm, to be honest. Something to keep an eye out for right now. Xerath and Smolder did give us a pretty good length. First hook, unfortunately, misses from Blitzcrank. Unfortunately. However, right now, I would say it's going to be interesting. I'm not too sure how the Urgot Zahen matchup goes up, but Zahen gets quite a good hit there. Ew, there goes the Ignite already. Zahen lost a lot of HP. He has to flash out of this situation, but looks like he can survive that Ignite. But yeah, Zahen is not in a good position already. That's an interesting spot to be in. Smolder and Xerath being very wary where they can stand right now. Good root on the Fizz from the Mel, but not really much following up there. It's Crank sitting there. Looking for a situation, I think, still at this point. And now Fizz is getting heavily pressured by the Mel at this point. But Crank has a good position, to be honest. If he can find a really nice hook there, he can do quite a bit with that one. Misses the hook, unfortunately, on the Smolder, but gets the knock up there. Ignite is out as well. Will tries to answer. The area comes up there. I have to flash out of this situation, and I get first blood. So quite a good start, to be honest. Blitzcrank clearing out that pink ward while I recall, because honestly, with that HP pool, you don't want to stay, especially with the Xerath there. He can just take you out from the distance at this point. So Smolder, as we can highlight now, came in with a call. Has 3 potions right now, which is quite a big amount. I think ward as well. I come back with a call and a dagger, which is, I feel like, a pretty decent pickup right now. But yeah, that's going to be where we are right now in this game. And look at the positions. Zahen goes in onto the Urgot. Urgot answers immediately, gets knocked up. And now he feels very confident about that one, but does back away. But yeah, after 3 minutes, we're 1-0 up. 400 gold lead for myself. Meanwhile, Warwick and Diego find themselves in a fight here. Come up to the top lane. Urgot gets a few snacks in there as well. And I'm not too sure that looks good for the blue side there. Viego's still looking for some blood here. See how this situation develops further here. Viego looks for some more pressure here, but Warwick does dodge out of the spot. Tries to find some more pressure on top of me. Misses the stun there, so has to be very careful. Hook unfortunately misses the Smolder there. Viego and Warwick are there. Warwick does not get the smite. Actually, that was Viego's smite. Pretty bad indicator, I gotta be honest about that one, but that is Viego's. So that is kind of a successful invade. We do have Mel and Fizz fighting each other there. Not really much coming about that right now. The thing is, what we have to be wary in this matchup, especially the bot lane matchup. Smolder can outscale me. There's no question about that one towards the end. But till then, I should have a good matchup already. Have had a good matchup and can provide utility for other players in the team. For example, if I can hit the arrow on the Smolder and then just Fizz gets to ult them, that's easy. That's an easy kill. That helps us out. Stun hits me, unfortunately. Xerath does get pulled in there. I get a stack up there. Xerath has to pop the barrier already, and there's quite a bit of damage, but we can't really follow up there. Smolder has to be very, very careful about this situation, though. Very, very careful about that situation. And that proves, once again, it's another point there. Zerath. Smolder gets knocked up there. Zerath is pretty low. But Smolder tries to start picking up a fight as well. Not looking good. Meanwhile, Urgot hits that ignite. Both ignites are out of there. And the pull in, and that's a dead Zahen. And that is exactly why you have to be careful about level up timers. Because I'm pretty sure, if we see that right now, Zahen was not level 6. That was level up timers. Fizz is slightly ahead, but that's more about how Fizz has played it. Smolder, I don't know why he tries to fight this one, honestly. Good question about that one. Oh, Mel deflected the ults as well, and Fizz still gets to live to fight another day. Or becoming greedy, finds the Viego. Quite a bit of damage, but no, neither wants to really fight there because Fizz can't fall up while Mel could. That's going to be a calm situation to be held about. Right now you can kind of see we're 2-0 up right now, and actually a decent lead, let's be honest about that one. Blitz wants to have that hook. Zerath trying to do what he can. Gets hooked in though. The stun is already gone. Tries to put as much damage as he can on top of the Zerath, but can't put enough damage on that Zerath to get him down there. But Zerath is not in a good position right now. It's another hook. That is Zerath gone. And this is really the point where it's really getting rough for this bot lane. Zerath has to play the lane this way because we can threaten too much here. Zahen tries to get on there. Warwick tries to do as much as he can. Meanwhile, Urgot gets knocked there a bit, but still putting in some damage. Not enough to trigger yet the ult, but close to that one. Now the passive is triggered there, gets pulled in, but the passive will revive him. Fizz gets to walk away there, and I think that gives him enough. No pull in from the Zahen, and actually might be enough really. Zahen tries to get on there, flash away, and Urgot gets to live to fight another day. I'm surprised about that one, to be honest. That could have gone pretty wrong. But hey. And Fizz says hello and picks up the gold. Meanwhile, the Drake is going over. Viego has pretty much the room to go for that one. It's Crank looking for something. Oh. Zerath tries to get a good hit in there, but not really much about that one. We rotate around as well now to just make sure that we're gonna get that. So another thing they have to be aware of, the crystalline arrow is still available. Hook doesn't hit there, and Zerath and Smolder are looking to cost that one. So I hit the arrow to give the Blitzen out. I think no, I can flash out of there, and I get to live to fight another day as well. So everybody's fine. And they didn't get Blitz's life. With that, you can kind of see our lead is growing, and Fizz comes in there, throws out the fish. That's a dead Zera, and he is done with his work. And with that, we're at a 5-0 lead. The lead is ballooned to about a 2,600 gold lead right now, if you can look at that one. And we see that quite a good amount is on the Fizz, good amount is on the Viego. Honestly, every lane is winning right now. Zahen gets a good pull in there. Mel and Warwick are coming in as well. Zahen tries to do as much as he can, but not enough, and Urgot falls to the ground. That's the first kill for the blue side in this whole game. Very rough. Very, very rough. Zerath has the ashes. I mean, Faded Ashes? Right. Faded Ashes goes in there. Mel's sitting around the Viego. I'm not too sure you really want to do that. Okay, if Warwick is around, you can kind of do that. Viego's in a bad spot. Gets flown up there. Hook in onto the Zerath. Zerath is dropping pretty low once again. Smolder taking quite a bit of damage. There is that. I don't know why the Zerath came back there, but he did, and that cost him his life. Let's be honest about that one. could have just walked away and lived another day, but he decided not to do that. And that means 3 kills for the Ashe, 0 for the Smolder, 1 death, and 3 deaths on that Xerath. And of course, we got a 3 assist Blitzcrank already, so all good. And the team is looking pretty good. It's a 2-6 lead. Still right now for the red side. Hook unfortunately misses Smolder. If that would have hit, that could have probably been into Smolder. Smolder going in for the aggressive play. Gets hit by the crystalline arrow, goes down. 1 tower shot on me. There is the stun as well. I don't think I have nothing available here. I should have probably taken that Xerath kill there, but Warwick flashes in there, but takes a bite out of me. But doing nothing, gets a kill. Honestly. And I got sent back. I'm closing in on the Storm Razor, which is a good item, really, honestly, with the slow from generally what you can do as the Ashe, and then a slow on the item hit as well. Pretty good lead to have. I mean, there are other options. You could go for the Wild Arrows, you could go for other items meanwhile. Urgot just putting in the hurt on top of the Zahen, and he gets nommed once again. Fizz has quite a good lead right now on the Mel, not really in last hits, but in everything else. And the thing is with the Smolder, he's doing what he can really right now, but there's not much he can really hold up on this lane. This lane is not a lane he really wants to sit in long term. He gets on top of the Mel. Mel takes quite a bit of damage, gets the root out of there. Fizz throws out the fish, get it on Mel, and Mel does live through that one. Xerath gets spooked once again, unfortunately for him. And I misplay that by hitting 1 shot on that minion. Otherwise, that would have been a 1 fight. And it did Xerath. That's on me. That is totally on me. They're still trying to put some pressure on. I don't know why he would do that. Gets hooked in once again and bites the dust once again. Zahen tries to get some pressure on the Urgot, but not really much to be done about that one. And that is another lovely kill for me as Ashe. And now we find our lovely Viego. Goes on to the Warwick. Tries to get a good fight in there. Quite a bit of damage there, does use the ult there. Viego jumps on top of there, crystalline arrow hits him, and that gives Viego a kill. Bull comes up on top. Fortunately, there's too much there really for the Viego to outplay this. Xerath ults even into that one. Meanwhile, Urgot is trying to hold on to this one. Viego actually gets out alive. Should not have been happening, but it is what it is, honestly, for this one. And once again, Zahen gets pulled in, numbed once again, and that's another death for the Zahen. 0-4 is the Zahen, and we're at 13 minutes and 8 seconds, 4-11 in favor of the red team, who have a 4,000 gold lead as well. I was like, what is the Smolder supposed to do in this case? Smolder's quite behind, let's be honest about that one. Mid lane is pretty even, surprisingly enough. Oh, the Xerath get hooks there by the Blitzcrank. He's now in a bad position. Gets ignited up, gets eliminated there as well. And all is good in this game. Another kill for me as the Ashe. And it's a 6-1 play for this one. Good deflect there from the Mel. Gets on top of the Fizz. Fizz puts some damage in there. Storm Razor is done. I could have gone into the boot. I did buy the normal boots. I could have gone further into the boots, let's be honest about that one. But I was a bit greedy in this case because I saw I could immediately afford that. But unfortunately, there was an ult from the Mel that deleted the Blitzcrank that could get me into... I could immediately get the Zeal and I could get a Phantom, almost on the Phantom Dancer. So, pretty good position to be in if you're an Ashe. Molder has 0 items done yet, so really, really good position to be in. I get why he's going probably in that direction if I think that, no, Page Ashes is Leandris. I would not go into Leandris as a Xerath, to be honest, in my mind. Once again, Zahen takes quite a bit of damage, gets numbed once again, and that's another death. 0-5 for the Zahen. Zahen has as many deaths as his team has killed. That's very unfortunate. Xerath is in a similar position, to be honest about that one. They'll try and create some pressure there. Fizz can't really dive as hard as he wants to, but the ult is available and it's gone, so he can just walk away. However, he's not doing that. There comes the Warwick, gets the kill there. And unfortunately, that's another death for our Fizz. Oh, another death, I'm saying. It's his first death. Xerath, I don't know what he was playing there. He thought he could move in there. Gets eliminated there out of the play. And that should probably be the tower first blood going out of here. And that is that. This is what I really don't like, to be honest, because that could have been most of my cull done at that point. But that's how some jugglers are. Smolder has the Essence Reaver now. Meanwhile, through my recall, I don't know if I actually get it done. No, I don't. I actually don't get it done because that would have been the call, probably. If I finished the call, I would have probably been done by that. But hey, it's looking good. Xerath is trying to hold on. Being on top of the Urgot, Zahen. No Mel is coming in there. Warwick is here as well. The big bad party is here. They do get a good peon to the Urgot. I don't think he can survive that any longer. They put a lot of pressure onto him, and Warwick gets another kill. So, just to put on another factor, Warwick was flaming that his team died so much that they should be rewarded. And the other part is he's been the biggest guy who's taking advantage of those things. They pop the Rift Herald top side. That's something they get a good stun on Viego. Viego does manage to get out of there with the flash. And they're still not getting the tower. That's the other part about that one. You have to be very wary of this tower. Zahen goes in for the ult, but unfortunately gets knocked up there as well. Good stun onto the Viego. They get quite a bit of pressure onto there. But one survives. The flash out of there from the Blitzcrank, and now the chase is on. Urgot going to go for something. There's no chance for this Xerath to get this one alive. Let's be honest about that one. Goes down. They do get the turret in the end, but they did pay with 2 members for that one. Meanwhile, we paid for a turret. Lecter on the Viego, Phantom Dancer on the Ashe, so that's a pretty big part. If we can look at the items right now, we got the Zahen with the Trinity compared to the Black Cleaver of the Urgot, but Urgot has his Swiftness boots done as well. Well, while our Zahen sits only on the boots. Warwick has nothing done right now. Was probably going for Ravenous Hydra, I would guess, or something with Hydra, Ravenous. With that Tiamat. Meanwhile, Viego has the Collector and the Kraken Slayer done. Boots not done yet. His is sitting on a Luden's Echo and his finished boots, while the Mel is sitting on the Luden's Echo as well in the finished boots. That's kind of that. And we have the Smolder with his Essence River against the Storm Razor and Phantom Dancer of the Ashe. And there was the burning. Why are you building a Blackfire torch on a freaking Xerath? No, honestly. And then you have the Bandle Pipes on Blitzcrank, doing a pretty good job. But still, why are you building this item on a Xerath? You're a freaking burst artillery mage. Just shoot them out of the sky. Zahen moves pretty far forward, gets hooked up there, but does use his ultimate out of there, but still dies before he even has a chance to really answer that one. Mel's trying to find a way out of this one. Crystalline Arrow hits the Mel, jump on top of her, and that's her being deleted. Or comes in from the side, but can't really do much about that one. Gets hooked in as well. Smolder falls as well, and there is a 4-man elimination. Xerath is the only survivor, and that opens up a pretty easy trade, to be honest. And this is just what you want to see about this one right now. Ashe is getting on top of that one. this is going to be just how Fizz is going to take the bot turret. No questions asked. Steric's Gauge is done on the Urgot as well, so yeah. Not looking good here for the boys in blue. Trying to pick, the Warwick is going for the Fizz. I'm not too sure if it's going to be that one. Does hit his ultimate there. It's on top of him. Does get the bite out of the fish, but is that really worth it right now? Use that much just to pick off a Fizz? Not even a bounty on his head, anything. We're at 20 minutes. We're at 9 to 21. We got almost a 7,000 gold lead in favor of the red team, so pretty rough here. We do claim the turret here off of that one. Bit risky of us to play this way, gotta be honest about that one when I look at this situation. Xerath gets a good stun there, pretty much eliminated him there. I have to flash away a bit there, Xerath goes down, but I'm taken out of everything else. I don't know, maybe I should have just tried to focus down the Smolder as well, I'm not too sure. Mel does take my bounty there. But yeah, it was a bit of a rough one. Meanwhile, Viego's sitting top side with the Urgot. They're pretty good in the position. I mean, I get it why. The Urgot is doing pretty well as well. Yeah, Zahen has to use his ultimate to just get out of dodge there, otherwise he would have been dead there. Just jump back in there. I'm not too sure if that was the right choice. They're sitting around right now trying to figure something out. View gets ulted up there. Mel roots him up as well, and Mel claims another bounty. And this is another point. You got the Warwick, so Mel is now becoming a member who could maybe become a threat here. I ain't too sure yet. Mel does take quite a bit of damage and explodes immediately. Now they're trying to rotate into the Urgot, which should probably work out. Should. Yeah, it does work out. 4-man take down 1 Urgot, so bit of a rough situation, I would say. Otherwise, that could have been pretty dangerous for them. Barret is available. Xerath putting in some damage there, trying to hit something. This is close by as well. Hook in onto the Zahen. Zahen gets knocked up, has to move out of the dodge here right now. Warwick comes in from the side, tries to get on top of the Fizz. Does get hit by the crystalline arrow, so now Warwick is in a bad position right now. And a lot of arrows are coming in there. Smolder slowed down as well, so Warwick and Smolder are in a bad position there. First pick off there. Smolder doesn't get hit by that, but the Fizz is looking for some blood there and claims the life of Smolder. Gonna come in now for him. Mel just get a good hit there and no chance for him to dodge that any further. But yeah, there's some slow answers here. About a 6,000 gold difference here right now. Mel walks into them, gets hit there immediately. Does pop up the shield, but not much to be done about that one. Zahen gets hooked away there and just eliminated, and that's another death there. 14 to 28 right now, and it's not looking good for the blue team. Gotta find some plays out of here right now. Should probably, I would say, look to find a 5-man fight in some way, shape, or form. They could have a chance there, depending on how it goes, but really right now it's not much. And right now, Diego's just farming the bot side of the blue team's jungle. That's just not where you want to be. See, just some more pressure being put on top of this Warwick. Warwick does get the fear on him, but takes quite a bit of damage. The ult is out of there. He's gonna get pulled in, and not even that actually. He dies before even getting pulled in there. Smolder now is an Infinity Edge. I don't know why he built an Infinity Edge second. I'm gonna be honest about that one. I don't understand that play quite a bit. Urgot dies down the side. Frozen Heart and Bramble Vest for that Blitzcrank, and I got an Infinity Edge as well, but that's my 3rd item. As I said, I really don't get the 2nd item Infinity Edge on Smolder. You kind of need a 2nd item to really give you some haste. But yeah, pretty much with 15 to 29, about 24-30 into the matchup, and there's a lot of pressure on this blue team to find something. You can look at the item difference. About a 3,000 gold difference already on the Smolder against the Ash. Mid lane's not looking too good. Jungle is pretty even, and then there's top side. Top side is just Oh yeah, 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 yeah. You don't want to play into that one. Drake is up, so that's going to be the next item on the menu. Vigo's coming in as well. Vision is known that Zahen is there. They did walk over a word as well, so they're in the information zone right now. Blitzcrank walks into the trap there. Though Zahen gets knifed from the side. There's the fish coming on top of Zahen. Zahen is just eliminated there. Zerath tries to get out of there. Crystalline arrow. Gone. Warrior comes in from the side, tries to put some damage in, and Mel eliminates 2 out of this fight. However, Viego and Urgot are still holding up. Viego is still in the fight. Mel and Smolder are the lone survivors right now. Good damage there from the Mel. Just not enough, really. Get on top of that. Mel is gone, and that opens up the break. Smolder is the lone survivor right now. Doesn't get on top of that. But I would not do that in Smolder's case, but Fizz gets on top of him. Goes out an ignite and decides, you know what? Let's let that little guy think about what he did. Yeah, basically open up everything. That is the Ocean Soul going into the hands of the red team. 17-33, and it's not looking very good for them. A lot to be done about this one. We're just pushing the bot side because that's the last turret outside of their base. And then you can open up to Baron. Warwick is going pretty aggressive here right now. Goes on top of Urgot. Urgot, I don't think can survive this right now, unfortunately. I think. Actually he can and gets sealed off and picks him down. Misses, unfortunately, from the Blitzcrank. Otherwise, that would have probably been another kill. And with the jungler dead, that opens up Baron, honestly. Is just threatening a bit more. And red team pull back to the Baron. Which is honestly the wisest choice, to be honest, really. Urgot is going back as well now, and you can just see them putting under pressure there. And I don't know, blue team can't really do much. They can't really threaten the Baron because, well, it's almost a 10,000 gold difference. It is a 10,000 gold difference now. In 27 minutes already, so yeah, not where you want to be. Low dominance regard is on the Viego as well, so pretty big item spike. Really don't want to look at that one too much. And we're getting on to the point where I would say this is not looking good. Not at all. Mola trying to find a way out of this one. Mel gets hooked up. Gets some good damage in there, but the problem is you got an Ashe there sitting there. Fizz is sitting there as well. Molder does have the stacks. The problem is, what does the stacks do when you can't really do damage? It's Echo on the Xerath, the second item. This makes this build even dumber, to be honest. You go into the Blackfire Torch, and then you go for the Loon's Echo, so what the hell are you doing? Meanwhile, Fizz eliminated. Just deletes Smolder from the game. Ult onto the Fizz, he's gone. Red team has to back up a bit, because they can't really force it, I think, at this point. Straight up. Except if there's some misplays, Zahen moves in. Jumps out of there. We got the crystalline arrow on top of the Warwick. He takes all the damage in the world and is gone. Xerath has to flash out of the situation. Mel and Xerath are the lone survivors. Xerath is gone as well. Vigo's just pulling up the soul of Xerath there. Mel trying to create some more pressure here. But the tower is gone. Now the play is anyway out of the stun up. That's a dead Mel. The Nexus is going to be next on the cards. GG and plus 19 LP for me. So, thank you so much for watching. And hope to see you next time. Bye bye.